You're welcome back to the Gavel. Now let's take a look at some of the major activities in the National Assembly during the week.
The Senate has condemned what it said is the resurgence of insurgency by Boko Haram, particularly the abduction of female students from the Government Girls Science Technical College, Dapchi, Yobe State. It called on all relevant authorities to rescue the girls and ensure the girls that are yet to be accounted for are found to avoid another Chibok girls experience.
So it is now my wish that we resolve to urge the federal government to urgently recover, through the military of course, girls not to repeat the Chibok girls experience in Borno State earlier.
This is the question I'm asking. School children have been abducted or are missing. There is no record. You'll be here getting conflicting reports. Today, the police would say 67 missing. Another agency of government will say this. As I speak to you, there is no official statement from the state government. And that is why I strongly feel that the state government has abdicated this primary responsibility of protecting the lives and property of the citizens of Yobe State.
Lawmakers also condemned the recent killings in Zamfara State, where no fewer than 100 people in Zurmi local government area of the state were killed.
Regrets that despite the notice and warnings to law enforcement agencies on the impending attack by the Zamfara State government, 24 hours before the attack, no precautionary measure was taken to abut the unfortunate incident. Aware that the Zamfara State government has over the years taken a lot of measures to bring an end to the menace, including but not limited to providing logistics to security agencies, as well as engaging the bandits on dialogue with the promise of laying down their arms to be reintegrated back into the society.
I stood on this floor to say that Zamfara State government knows fully well who the perpetrators of these crimes are in Zamfara. Today, I want to say the state governor is fully aware and he is part of this problem. Yes, the state governor is part of this problem. The governor said during his visit to the emir of Zurmi on Condolence that he has intelligence report 24 hours before this incident happened. He knew that the attack is going to happen. 24 hours.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is calling for land and air military operations to stop the recurrent killings by unknown gunmen in Zamfara State following recent attacks which have left over 100 people dead in Zurmi local government area of the state. The call was contained in a motion sponsored by Representative Abubakar Moriki. Representative Moriki stated that though various resolutions have been put forward to address the situation in the past, implementation has not been consistent, thereby leaving the state vulnerable to more attacks.
The citizens of Zamfara State are having serious security problems of all dimensions, ranging from kidnapping, cattle rustling, community attacks, and general banditry activities. Note that recent attacks in the two local government areas that I represent claim no fewer than 100 lives and properties worth millions of naira were lost. I wish to crave the indulgence of the federal government to provide special security attention to Zamfara State by providing a coordinated and sustainable security intervention involving but not limited to land and air military operations, state security services, and other security agencies.
Still on insecurity in the country, the House of Representatives is asking the federal government to reconsider the proposed establishment of cattle colonies and encourage the herdsmen to embrace ranching their cattle. In a motion sponsored by a representative from Nasarawa State, the lawmakers observed that the proposed establishment of cattle colonies across the country is not in tandem with Section 42 of the 1999 Constitution and the Land Use Act. Clashes between herdsmen and farmers have claimed the lives of many Nigerians in the last 1 year.
Concerned that the decision to establish cattle colonies in each state could be in violation of Section 42 and 43 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and the Land Use Act, also urged the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources to liaise with the State Ministries of Agriculture to speedily educate and encourage the herdsmen on the benefit of ranching.
However, Representative Nasiru Ahmed from Kano State opposed the motion, arguing that ranches will be more expensive for the herders as prices of feed are high.
In countries where ranching is done, if you notice, they have a steady rainfall of 7 to 8 months a year. Let's take some states, for example, in Nigeria, that have a maximum of 3 months of rain. If you have those cattle in a ranch, after that 3 months of rain, what happens?
Today, we have the same routes that were cattle routes before. They are no longer cattle routes today because of development, because of civilization. So what then should be the proper thing to be done? The proper thing to be done is ranching.
The motion was nevertheless adopted through a voice vote, and the House Committee on Agriculture Production and Services was mandated to ensure its implementation. The committee was given 8 weeks to conclude its assignment and report back to the House for further legislative action.
Those in favor of the motion as amended say aye. Those against it say nay. The ayes have it.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the ad hoc committee set up by the House to look into the incessant killings of farmers and herdsmen in Nigeria has assured the House that investigations have commenced.
We are enjoined to approach this important national assignment with an open mind and to adopt an intelligence-gathering focus.
The committee is hoping to visit the affected communities and speak to victims on both sides of the attacks during their investigations.
The House of Representatives is moving to legalize the excess crude account by proposing a bill to capture all excess revenue in a new account to be called Excess Revenue Fund Account. The bill, proposed by a member of the House, Representative Ejiri Edisi, passed second reading at plenary on Wednesday, February the 21st. The existing excess crude account is the account into which the federal government remits any crude oil revenue in excess of the budgeted crude oil benchmark for the current year. The account has been a source of discord between the National Assembly and the executive, as well as the state governments over the years. However, the new House bill seeks to legalize the ECA by introducing the Excess Revenue Fund account. According to the proposal, no money shall be withdrawn from the Excess Revenue Fund account except in the manner approved by the National Assembly.
The content of this excess crude account is more or less floating monies that is not accounted for and is being expended by a group of people without the backing of Parliament. We need to establish where these floating monies and who administers over it for the purposes of proper legislative backing. The sharing formula, as also aligned by the FAC committee, will this be applied to the excess crude account so that we know the federal government, the state government and the councils have a fair share of this excess crude account?
Meanwhile, the only federal lawmaker elected on the platform of the Labour Party, Representative Segun Ogunwuyi, who represents Ogbomoso Oriri Federal Constituency in Oyo State, has defected to the ruling All Progressives Congress. In a letter read on the floor of the House by the Deputy Speaker, Representative Ogunwuyi said he left the Labour Party due to its factionalization at the national level.
Now, this is where we draw the curtains on this week's edition of the Gavel. If you have any views on any of the issues discussed, please email us on thegavel@channelstv.com. Thank you for staying with us and see you again next week.